Welcome back, YouTube. We are continuing our playthrough of PioFiore. Today, we continue our blind playthrough of Dante's route, the Ice Prince Sundere. You can watch me play live at twitch.tv/Pinker NeonNova. Enjoy the video! PioFiore. Press any button. We're gonna load in from where we were. Oh yeah, we're still in chapter 1, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, I watch Critical Role. I'm a few weeks behind, but I'll catch up eventually. You're going to yell at me, aren't you? I remember. I was just watching this earlier today. So I remember I made her sassy in this route. Because Dante is a tsundere for me. Do you want me to do that? He raised his eyebrows at me. I don't really want to apologize for it to him. I don't want to promise I won't do it again either. I won't do this again. I'm sorry for the trouble. I said sorry anyways. What the? I apologized to him, but his eyes narrowed. I'm sorry, but I don't trust you. You're not satisfied with your treatment, from what I can see. Correct, I'm not satisfied with my treatment. I wouldn't be surprised if you forgot what happened today and tried to escape again tomorrow. That won't... I doubt you would have resorted to this if you were the type to give up so easily. Correct. He had a point. He beckoned me towards his office. I'll tell you what you want to know. Why didn't you just do this in the first place? Huh? I could only respond with a blank stare at this unexpected turn of events. I can't have you doing something like that again. If a discussion will prevent that, so be it. But I need you to stay put in your room after I share with you what I know. Thank you, I promise. I don't promise. I'm a liar. You would better not break it. Of course I won't. Thank you, Signor. Signor Falzone? Call me Dante. Ah. Are you sure? He silently looked at me as I stuttered with hesitation. I nodded in agreement. Then, please call me Pink. Understood. I was surprised that he would allow me to call him by his first name, but I had to ask him what I wanted to know. The church. Is everyone okay? We fought off your assailant at the church that night. The place took minimal damage, and all the repairs have since been made. Good. I see. That's a relief. The Laoshu will strike anywhere, so the church isn't their only target. You are in danger, no matter where you are in Berlone. So, you won't let me go back? Correct. Which is why I need you to stay here so that the Laoshu won't cause needless damage again. The Falzone family saved you, so there is no way we could allow you to get into harm's way while still in our custody. So he's keeping me here so that he can save face for his family. Not surprising that they take pride in who they are. Not that I could truly understand. I suppose it was just how they were run. Also, Sister Sophia No! What the fuck? You just come out and say it like that? You're so rude, Dante. I'm gonna eat a candy. Num num. Also, Sister Sophia died from the wounds she sustained that night. What? I froze, hearing his words. Sister Sophia died? Yes. Ah! His words struck me hard. My mind went blank. Sister Sophia died? She was trying to save me, and my thoughts were running wild. I became dizzy and started to lose my balance. Watch it, Pink. Dante grabbed my arm to steady me. He looked me straight in the eye. We will not allow the Laoshu to go unpunished for the life they've taken. As boss of the Falzone family, I will make sure they pay. So I need you to stay here. Do you understand? I lifelessly nodded at his words. Sister Sophia. My emotions couldn't keep up with the harsh reality unfolding in front of me. It was like the ground was crumpling beneath me, swallowing me with despair. I don't like this game. I'm gonna quit. A day had passed since I tried to escape, only to be apprehended by Dante. As time ticked into the afternoon hours, today's meal was served in front of me. The first course was minestra maritata. Sure. Made with vegetables and meatballs. Next came the pasta with mushrooms. The dolce today was sweet, baked scaricella with a light almond flavor. I could see that it was filled with freshly made jam. Delicious, no doubt. But I couldn't bring myself to take a bite of any of the dishes in front of me. You should really eat something. You haven't had anything all day. I took the fork set in front of me. But I wasn't hungry at all. I placed the fork back down. I'm sorry. I lowered my head. My mind was full of memories of Sister Sophia. Sister Sophia is dead. Tears filled my eyes each time the harsh truth came to mind. I tried my best to hold back my tears so I wouldn't cry in front of Leo. It's no use. I took back the food she didn't eat and reported the current state of affairs. She was doing fine yesterday, but she's been like this ever since she returned. I still can't believe she would use the bed sheets like that to try and escape. She has such a kind and gentle way about her. I suppose you can't judge a book by its cover. It seems our delicate lady is quite the rogue. Julia is so proud of me. And that's all I really want in life. The approval of other women. This is no laughing matter, Julia. If she fell, she could have broken a bone or worse. Yes, you're right. Still, I wonder why she felt the need to escape from here in the first place. I looked down at the untouched dishes and gave a deep sigh. Maybe she ran because I was literally around her 24/7. It's not you, Leo. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You're the best boy. So she tried to run from you? Maybe. Or at least it seems that way. Oh, Nicola, your smug face. You couldn't believe how angry the boss was when she tried to run. He was pretty harsh on her, and he had this scary look on his face, too. Well, if she was yelled at by the young Dante, I'm not surprised that she's in this state now. You have a point. He was really angry. Why am I giving him a dummy voice over time? Dante was angry because she put herself in danger, not because she tried to escape. I guess that may not have gotten through to her. Nicola gave me a troubled smile and patted me on the shoulder. In any case, it's not your fault, Leo. Not in the slightest. Nicola. I was about to tear up, hearing him say such kind words to me in that gentle voice. He then turned his attention to the untouched dishes. Still, it's not good that she's not eating. Yes, it seems she's only been drinking water. At this rate, she'll starve herself to death. Isn't there anything we can do? It's been a day, okay? You know, we're so full of emotions right now. We don't really want to eat. Like, give me a few more hours. We'll eat. Grief be like that sometimes. I thought as hard as I could, trying to figure out how to get her to eat. How about we all eat together? Being around others might help. Wouldn't having some company make her feel better? Enough that she'd eat? That can help. It's not as though the others aren't aware of her. I don't think having her join everyone poses any problems, but I doubt it would help. Can you imagine dining with people you don't know, especially the mafia? Oh, I guess it'd just do the opposite. My shoulders dropped, and Julia shook her head. Why not have a meal with those she's already acquainted with? Mama knows best. That should make it easier for her to join. Oh, I see. The only people she really knows here are me, Nicola, and the boss? Yes. Leo is right, that it won't help her being alone here. It may be best for her to be with others, even if it may be a bit against her will. You're the best, Julia. Guess all those years you've lived weren't for nothing. That's rude. I'll take that as a compliment. Don't call her old. She's perfect. I love her. 10 out of 10. I will marry and love her. Nicola? I clenched my fists and looked at Nicola for his nod of approval. Could you speak with the boss and ask him to join us for dinner? I'm sure the boss would listen to the idea if the idea came from you. I suppose that would work. Nicola nodded his head, and I felt a lot better. I hope this at least brings a smile back to her face. Oh, Leo. I looked out the window to see red sky signaling the night to come. Leo must be worried sick since I haven't eaten anything. But I just can't bring myself to. Staying like this would only worry everyone, but I just couldn't pull myself out of my grief. Sister Sophia would still be alive if I hadn't gone to the church that night. Dwelling on the past wouldn't help me, but the regret and remorse sat heavy on my mind. Huh? I'm coming. I somehow responded to the knock, standing up to go get the door. Huh? An unexpected guest was on the other side. He appeared in front of me with a food cart full of warm dishes. You brought me dinner, Nicola? But why? I hope it's all right if I come in. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, please do. I hurriedly let him through. As I looked over the cart, I noticed something particular. Why is there so much? It seems like enough for two. His mannerisms and quick handiwork with setting up the meal was mesmerizing. I heard from Leo that you didn't eat anything today. Yes, I'm very sorry. I just wasn't hungry. I'm not surprised. Especially considering that Sister Sophia was your guardian. But you're going to need to eat. We simply can't have you like this here. Are you going to eat too, Nicola? I'm your overseer here, so yes. I need to make sure you have at least one decent meal. Hi, baby. What you doing? My cat really likes my nails now that they've been done because they give really good scritches. Oh, yeah. I'll scratch your cheek. I'm gonna get bit soon. It's time for my nightly biting. Good cheek scratches. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Got your ear. Under the chin. Oh, yeah, scratch, scratch, scratch. Ugh, burp. Nicholas sat in a chair before I could respond. It felt strange, but I took the seat across from him. So I heard you tried to escape out of the window yesterday. I'm surprised you had it in you to take that sort of risk. Weren't you scared? I just needed to do something. Of course I was scared, but I often play in the trees with the children. I can see why Dante was so surprised. I mean, looking up to see a young lady hanging onto some sheets tied to the balcony. It's too bad. I wouldn't have minded seeing that scene play out in front of me. Nicholas squinted as he chuckled, imagining it. It was my only choice back then, but now that I think about it, I suppose it was out of character for me. I could feel myself blushing with embarrassment as I recalled what I did. I looked up to see Nicola's stern face looking straight at me. Nicola? What are your thoughts about Dante? His voice was neither playful nor serious. At the very least, I knew I shouldn't lie. He's not very friendly. Which is fine. Some people just aren't friendly. I really do appreciate what he went through to save me. But I can't see myself being friendly with him. I mean, he is a very stern person after all. It would be a surprise if he felt any differently. He is a mafia boss. I'm sorry. It's not that I wish to speak ill of Dante, just... I understand. With that said, I'd appreciate it if you'd relax a bit more while I'm here. Hearing those words did in fact make me feel more relaxed, since he didn't seem upset or angry. Let me add that you don't need to try and get friendly with the family's boss. The current circumstances are unusual, but things should settle down sooner or later. Once things are resolved, you'll be back at the church, and you won't have to think about Dante again. I suppose so. I nodded awkwardly as Nicholas smiled with concern. I can go back to the church. Thinking about the church brought Sister Sophia back to mind. I focused on the food and my conversation with Nicola to suppress the pain in my heart. It took a while, and I did leave some food on the plate, but I somehow managed to eat. With a satisfied look, Nicola put the plates back onto the food cart. I was worried you weren't going to eat again. I see you did your best. Thank goodness. I'm a bit relieved. Thank you, Nicola. I was taught to eat in silence at the church, but it was fun talking to you like this. Same here. Seeing you enjoy yourself was a pleasure. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Nova, why are you so far under the chair? Come here. Let me give you some scritches. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah, let me give you the good scritches. Just before Nicholas stepped outside, he turned towards me suddenly. Nicola? Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I figured you should know. I was told by Dante not to dine with you tonight. So, do you mind keeping this a secret and out of Dante's ears? Why are you flirting with me? This isn't your route. Go away. Of course, it'll be our secret. Thank you. Well, you should rest for now. You should rest for now. See you again. With his departure from the room fell silent once more. I felt a slight pang of loneliness. I suppose I should interact with others rather than... What? I suppose I should interact with others rather than keep to myself. And I should at least apologize to Leo for worrying him. I wasn't sure what else I should do, but for now, I would at least do what I could. As usual, I heard a knocking at my door. I stood up and walked over. I'm coming. Good morning. I brought you your breakfast. Good morning, Leo. I wanted to apologize for having caused you trouble yesterday. Not at all. There's nothing to apologize for. Leo responded with a bright and happy smile. Speaking of which, I heard from Nicola that you ate your dinner yesterday. That really was a relief. But I thought you might not be as hungry this morning, so I brought some fruits for now. Ah, they look lovely. Thank you, Leo. Hopefully they're to your taste. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute and nice and thoughtful. Why can't I date you? Look at your little blush too, sir. Goddamn. The fruits arranged on the table were all in season. Ripe figs, vibrant oranges, crisp apples. I appreciate Leo for bringing such a wonderful selection of fruits to me. After setting up my breakfast, Leo turned to me with a straight face. I was assigned to you, so I wanted to stay as near to you as possible. But that must have put undue pressure on you. I'm truly sorry for that. Oh, baby. Moving forward, I'll stay in the hallway while you dine. So if you excuse me. Why are you bunting me? Hi. Did you have good sleeps today? Wait, Leo. Huh? I quickly called Leo back as he tried to exit. Can you stay here with me? What I meant is, I'd like you to stay here and eat with me. What? No, I couldn't possibly do that. It felt nice having Nicola around for dinner, and I know this may sound needy, but I found out how lonely it is eating here by myself, so... if that's the case, I need to get the boss's approval first, and... Wait a second. You had dinner with Nicola? No, I didn't. Yes? Oh, Nicola told me to keep it a secret from Dante. I should have kept quiet with Leo, too. Oh, I'm sorry. Nicola asked me to keep it a secret from Dante. I got clawed. I didn't get bit. Apparently I wasn't doing a good job giving scritches. Nicola brought me dinner here yesterday, so I thought he had already told you and the others in the kitchen. Huh? Nicola beat me to it. What do you mean? I was talking to Julia and Nicola yesterday how you weren't eating. So we came up with the idea to have you eat with everyone you know. Really? I guess everyone was really worried about me. I should be appreciative that they've gone out of their way for me like this. So Nicola spoke with the boss to make that happen, but he didn't get his approval. Which is why we came up with another plan to have meals with you here instead of taking you to the dining salon. But the boss said no to that too. I see. I wasn't here last night since I had some other stuff to do. So I asked Julia to take dinner to you instead. I guess Nicola heard about it from Julia and brought it to me himself. Not surprised. That's Nicola for you. I'm a bit jealous. You're all not allowed to be jealous, you know. I don't see why he'd be jealous about not dining with me. Well, Nicola's in a position to take liberties with the boss's instructions, but I'm afraid I can't go against orders. Oh, but let me go and talk to the boss again. Oh, Leo, you're so cute. You're gonna get in so much trouble. Stop it. Don't do it. Leo saw my dejected expression and quickly tried to console me. After all, this is a request coming directly from you so that you can enjoy your meals. Leo, thank you for being so kind. I really appreciate it. His genuine concern brought a smile to my face. But something else was bothering me. Is it right to have everyone catering to me like this? After some thought, I clenched my fists and looked at Leo with resolve. You're occupied with tasks other than guarding me, aren't you? If so, let me speak with Dante instead. Would that be all right? Understood. I respect your decision. Oh, and speaking of that, I need to step outside today, so I won't be around for a while. Yes, of course. Please be careful. Leo seemed to be very busy. I pray nothing bad happens to him. I sat in my dining chair and prayed with all my heart for his safety and well-being. Time passed quickly until early afternoon. It's me, Leo. I'm back. Welcome back, Leo. Oh, what is that? After breathing a sigh of relief, my eyes caught sight of books and a flower bouquet in his arms. Oh, what a cutie. How dare he? Oh, these are just gifts for you. Here. Oh my. Thank you, Leo. They're beautiful. My face glimmered with joy, seeing the vibrant flowers and colorful books. Leo, what's the matter? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I'm glad that you're happy. Well, I'd better get going. Oh, he's so cute. So soon? Yes. There are a few more things that I need to take care of. Oh my gosh. I see. Well, thank you again. I'll enjoy reading the books you've brought me. Great. Well, I'll be by again later. He brought me books. I wonder what kind of books he brought. As soon as Leo left, I set the books down on the table one by one. It was a book of poems, a romance novel, a children's book, and a cookbook. So cute. Pinocchio. I haven't read this in ages. It used to be every night that I'd read it before bed. There was no child in Italy that didn't know the story of Pinocchio. That's fitting since, Lies of P came out recently. Weird correlation. They're all so interesting. I smiled as I pondered on which book to read first. The night passed and breakfast was served. I thought of how I could speak with Dante again. It's sad being alone, so I want to relate to him that I appreciate company during meals. But the last time I spoke to him was when he was furious at me for escaping. This wasn't going to be easy. Say, Leo, I know this sounds odd, but is there any particular day Dante is a bit more approachable? Hmm. Let me think. Is he always like that? Oh no. It's just a stern front he uses to hide his feelings. Just a thought, but I think he actually likes sweets and things. Sweets? I wonder if I might have a chance to make something for him. But I doubt he'd be coerced by sweets. I mean, he is our boss after all. You're right. He probably wouldn't get excited over sweets, but it is surprising to know he likes them at all. I looked up and noticed that Leo was staring at me. I tilted my head and asked, Leo, is something the matter? No, nothing at all. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something here for you. He reached into the cart and brought out a gift that made me do a double take. A record? I don't know what to say. You already brought me books yesterday, too. Oh, not to worry. It's nothing at all. I just wanted to. Uh, in any case, please take it. I mean, not that I'd be in any trouble if you didn't. Really? Really? Well then, thank you. I'll enjoy every moment listening to it. I nodded in appreciation to Leo, who seemed to be a bit flustered. I don't think these gifts are from Leo. I saw Leo out and proceeded to sit down again. Being able to enjoy a good read while listening to music feels so luxurious. Meanwhile, report. Dante Falzone. She seemed quite pleased with the gifts today, too. I see. I gave a simple reply to Leo's reports, but I felt a weight being lifted from my shoulders. I noticed Leo staring at me with tight lips. I nodded to let him know to speak. She wanted to say this herself, but she'd like to have company during her meals. I think it could be important for her to associate with the others here. If she doesn't go out to eat, then I could accompany her during meals in her room. Fine. Huh? If she doesn't want to eat in the salon, she's free to eat elsewhere. I'm sure she would feel better being in her room than in some foreign place in the house. Huh? I thought you were going to turn down the idea again. Again? Let me go and ask if she'd like to eat in the salon with everyone. Boss, how about tonight, if you don't have any plans then?
Fine. I don't have any plans tonight. I responded haltingly to his sudden request, at which Leo smiled. Understood. I'll let Julien know to prepare enough for everyone. Leo rushed out, and suddenly the room was silent again. I sighed and sat back down in my chair, leaning back as my mind drifted. What's his name's been lying to me? Nicola's been lying to me again. The night started with a bit of tension. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and accept your kind offering. I couldn't hide my unease while praying, knowing that I was dining with Dante. After I gave thanks, I reached for my fork and knife, but they were shaky in my hands. Everyone eats so quietly. I glanced around and saw Dante eating silently with a nonchalant look on his face. The silence is killing me. Leo? I couldn't bear the silence anymore, so I began to speak with Leo. The books you brought are so interesting that I think I may finish them all soon. Your taste in books is impeccable. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. Great. Nice. I didn't know you liked books, Leo. I don't recall you ever reading any. Oh, well, you know. Leo and Nicola continued their conversation as Dante ate in silence. This is the best. I love it. Say, do you mind telling me the name of the book you're reading? You've piqued my interest. It's PioFiore by Edmond de Amancis. A children's novel written by Edmond de Amancis in 1886. Okay. Huh? Come to think of it, didn't you like that too, Dante? Is that so? At first things felt awkward, but it didn't dawn on me until now that we were actually having a conversation. It was quite enjoyable. Nicola was trying to include Dante, so I should try and talk to him too. Are there any other books you can recommend? What sort of stories do you enjoy? Dante responded to my questions with a stern look. Did I say something wrong? I'm sorry, it's just... There's nothing to apologize for. Despite Dante's words, I couldn't feel sorry for making things awkward. I may have been too friendly because of the atmosphere. Oh, he's so cute. Look at his little awkward face. I could tell Dante was looking at me, but I wasn't sure how to react. With that, we continued our meal in silence. The dolce was amazing. Is that why your eyes are so round? Stop it! Of course I like sweets. I'm a sweet girl. Well, yes. Did you make this, Julia? Yes, I did. I'm glad to hear that it's to your taste. You're to my taste. Julia smiled briefly as she continued pouring wine into everyone's glasses. How did you prepare it, if you don't mind? May I ask for your recipe? Well, I would love to, but Julia held her tongue a moment as she glanced over at Dante. As you wish. Why, thank you, Dante. I thought Dante would say no outright. I always thought of him as a very uncompromising boss, but perhaps I was wrong. I may have finally seen another side to him during our dinner tonight. A few days passed since our shared meal. Julia and I had gotten closer, and she was teaching me how to make the dolce. I suppose all that's left is to wait. Yes. Would you mind taking care of the rest? I'd be happy to. I'll clean up the place while we wait. Thank you. I used my spare time to wash the dishes while Julia prepared dinner. A sweet aroma gradually rose from the oven. What's that smell? Are you baking something, Signorina? Since apples are in season, we're baking torta di mele. An apple tart. Thank you, terminology. Ah, great. My favorite. A few of us are in the salon. Would you mind bringing some over? Not at all. I'll bring some coffee too. I'd appreciate it if you let me know how it tastes. Do you even need to ask? I haven't had a single complaint about your cooking. Thank you. I appreciated his honest compliment, though it was a bit embarrassing. Who would have known making sweets to pass the time would make everyone here so happy? It's also nice to know that they're not as scary as they seem. This was a new feeling. I realized I was growing accustomed to living with the Falzone family. It was dinner time. Nicola and Leo had things to attend to, so their seats at the table were open. Alone with Dante. I held back a stiff awkwardness as I said grace and prepared to eat. The food looks so good, doesn't it? It does. I observed Dante's table manners. He used his utensils gracefully without making a sound on the plate. Now that I look closely, aside from being a boss, he's very beautiful. So much that it makes me forget that he's someone to be feared. He's a pretty boy. He's the prettiest boy. Dante took a sip of his wine, then caught me staring at him. Dante finished his glass, paused, then began to speak. Has everything here been to your satisfaction? Yes. Leo has even gone to some great lengths to bring me some records and sweets. Sheila has been letting me make dessert with her, and everyone here is very friendly. I see. Oh, its little smile. I'll never get over it. God damn it. Why is it so cute? Stop it. But I've been alone for a while now, especially since Leah's been busy. So, a little lonely, I suppose? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have Shouldn't say that, especially with how well I've been treated here. Please don't mind what I've said. I went back to eating, wondering why I just told him those things. Dante looked at me nonchalantly with his blue eyes, but said nothing. Our quiet dinner came to a close. The next day, I don't have anything special to give you per se, but a fluffy white kitten meowed quietly in Leo's arms.
Gimme, gimme.
Huh? Is that? I know I left you alone for a while, so I thought maybe it could keep you company. I appreciate the thought, and it's adorable, but I tried to restrain myself from hugging the kitten, looking at me with its blue eyes. But I don't think I'm allowed to have pets, am I? I mean, I'm sure Dante would be angry if he... Wait, that's... Leo interrupted, trying to find the right words. He frowned a bit, then spoke tentatively. Well... This kitten and all the things I brought for you were on the boss's orders. Huh? The books, the records, everything? Yes. The boss gave me strict orders not to bring this up. But I don't want to make it seem like I'm the one doing all this. So this kitten... But I've been alone for a while now, especially since Leo's been busy. So, a little lonely, I suppose? Is this because of what I said yesterday? It dawned on me. The awkwardness I felt towards Dante changed to appreciation. I can read, y'all. I always thought that he was so cold since he was a mafia boss, but there seemed to be much more to him than I expected. Would you mind taking him? Yes. I reached my arms out to hold the kitten. A smile broke out as I felt its warmth. So cute. So what's its name? The boss said you can name him whatever you like. Oh, it's a boy if that helps. I'ma name him Dante. I cuddled him in my arms and looked at his blue eyes as it mowed at me. Its eyes are so beautiful. They remind me a bit of Dante's eyes. Carlo. I'll name you Carlo. I'm naming him Dante. Welcome, Dante. Looks like he's talking to you. I guess you'll both get along just fine. Ugh, look at the time. I got something to do, so if you'll excuse me. Oh, thank you, Leo. After I watched Leo hurriedly run off, I sat myself on the bed with Carlo. So cute. What a darling kitten. I should thank Dante later. Despite the happiness overwhelming me, a single thought crossed my mind. He brought me a kitten to keep me here. Which means Dante doesn't have any intention of letting me go back to the church anytime soon. I should appreciate how much care they've shown me, but How long do I have to stay here? The anxiety that had slowly been rising now settled deep within my heart. All right, I need to stand up, take a break, and walk around for a bit. So I will put you guys on Be Right Back, and I'll be back in a few minutes. I opened my eyes in the darkness. It looked like it was already nighttime. I must have fallen asleep while dwelling on those thoughts. Carlo, I'm not very hungry, but I need to get something for him. I picked up Carlo, who was playing at my feet, and headed to the door. It's past dinner time, but maybe there's something left in the kitchen. What's this? I picked up a piece of paper on the ground. There was something written on it. Leo must have left this for me. I read the memo. I came by to let you know dinner was ready, but I didn't get a response. I hope you have a good night's sleep. I better thank him tomorrow. After all, I did have a good rest. I thanked Leo in my mind, proceeded to step out into the corridor. The kitchen lights were still on. It looked as though Julia was preparing for breakfast. Good evening, Julia. Oh, awake now, are you? Yes, it looks like I dozed off. I'm sorry to have missed dinner. Not to worry. I bet you're tired with all that's been happening around you. So, are you hungry? I can make something for you. Oh, I'm fine, but I suddenly came to my senses, feeling Carlo wiggle in my arms. I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have brought him to the kitchen. I'll leave right away. Oh, but I already have something for him. You both wait in the salon for now. Thank you, Julia. I appreciate it. I waited in the salon, and soon enough, Julia came by with a small plate. Here you go. Nice warm milk. I put Carlo next to the plate, and he immediately began to lap up the milk. He must have been hungry. Thank you, Julia. Coffee. I have a mug today, not a jar. My pleasure. I heard young Dante acquired the kitten for you. Yes. I think it's because I told him I was a bit lonely. I'm afraid I've been a bother. Well, I'm sure our boss is simply doing his best to take care of you. I know it may feel strange, but I'd greatly appreciate it if you accept his kindness. Why, of course, but I can't help but feel guilty. Julia watched me as I spoke, then simply smiled. Now then, I best get back to work. You may leave the plate there once he's finished with it. Thank you, Julia. I can't wait for tomorrow's breakfast. Julia seemed pleased to hear it and turned to leave the salon. I gently rubbed Carlo's white, rounded back as he drank the milk. After some time, Carlo raised his head and looked up at me. Carlo meowed in satisfaction. and began to lick his mouth clean. It just says have. Okay, I guess. Let's head back then. I reached down to take Carlo into my arms, but he evaded my grasp and ran through my hands out of the salon. A brat! Wait, Carlo! Surprised at how agile the small kitten could be, I chased Carlo down the hallway. Carlo, where did you go? He ran much faster than I expected. I completely lost his whereabouts. I'm certain he ran down here, but... I scanned around the area and found a light peeking out from a door jar. Isn't this room... Wait, could Carlo have gone in here? I slowly approached the door, knowing full well who was occupying the room at the moment. Peeking in, sure enough, Dante was sitting there at his seat. I noticed gun parts set across the desk, but Dante wasn't doing anything. That was probably because Carlo was at his feet trying to get his attention. Carlo crouched, wiggling his bottom, and suddenly jumped up towards Dante. Oh. Finding his footing again, Carlo snuggled into Dante's arms. I couldn't tell exactly what was going on in Dante's mind, but I could tell he was flustered. Ugh. I need to get Carlo away from him before he causes any more trouble. Just when I was about to make myself known, oh, look at that Tsundere's face. Dante made an expression I didn't expect. He's a soft boy. He's a soft boy. Oh, I love it. He looks so calm and gentle. He put down the gun that was in his hand and gently rubbed Carlo's back. What happened? Are you lost? I see. Do what you want then. Perhaps Carlo could tell Dante didn't mind his presence there. He slowly closed his eyes. He seemed so happy, but I'm sure Dante is going to have a hard time with him sleeping there. I overcame my hesitation and spoke up from the other side of the door. Dante? Dante looked over at me with his blue eyes. Come in. Excuse me. Oh, I need some water. My gosh. Why do I have such a tickle in my throat today? With his permission, I stepped into his office. I'm sorry to bother you so late at night. It's fine. Thank you, Dante. For what? The books and the records and for him. You found out. Don't be so tsundere. Stop it. Yes, and I appreciate your concern. I'm sorry I didn't realize it sooner. Thank you. No. Hmm? The silence was killing me. What do I say? As I pondered how to break the silence, Dante began to speak. Name? Huh? Does he have a name? Oh, yes. I named him Carlo. What do you think? It's fine. Oh, look at your stupid smile. It's so cute. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Dante squinted a bit and began to rub the sleepy-headed Carlo again. Carlo must be helping us. I feel much more calm speaking to Dante right now. Say, Dante, can I ask you a question? I knew I might be overstepping my bounds, but I mustered up the courage to ask. He nodded in acknowledgement. Why are you so kind to me? I need to momentarily take away your freedom until I can guarantee your well-being, which is why I wish to treat you as a guest to the very best of my ability. That is all. Dante answered my question without a thought and looked at me to see if his answer sufficed. I see. He sounded as calm as usual, but I could tell he was being truthful. He actually sounded as though he sincerely cared for me. Thank you for your concern, Dante. Oh, stop having such a cute face, sir. It makes it hard for me to be angry at you. And I don't like that. His usual quiet disposition was laced with a hint of kindness and care. Carlo meowed quietly, watching over us. I soon took my leave from Dante's office and headed back to my room for sleep. Oh, meanwhile, they're my favorite. Rat hunt. Dante Falzo. The moonlight peeked through the night clouds. The Falzone family could be seen amidst the night, and for one reason: to exterminate the rats. Tonight's hunting ground was in a back alley near the edge of Falce. Please, I need some of your Carmela. I heard you were the guy. Lucky for you, I've got some today. How about 2 lyre? The man brought out a simple wrapped candy. 2 lyre? What the hell? It wasn't that expensive before. Hey, you don't have to buy from me. Not my fault if it costs more later. But please, you have to. Do it. Ah! Ugh, what the? Don't look at me like that. You're the one intruding on our territory. And without even the courtesy of a request from the Lao Shu. So the way I see it, the punishment fits the crime. I gestured to Nicola, and he pulled the trigger. His bullet hit the man right on the forehead. The young boy crumpled to the ground in fear after seeing the drug dealer fall. We let him be and continued through the night, looking for our next prey. I soon took my leave from Dante's office and headed back to my room to sleep. I got into bed, but this time I was able to fall asleep with a strange sense of calm. A few days later, wanting to get a breath of fresh air, I went out into the courtyard where I met Nicola. Buongiorno. You're looking fine today. Stop hitting on me, sir. I don't like it. Stretch. Buongiorno, Nicola. It's thanks to everyone here for being so kind to me. Oh, really? After all that sulking, I'm glad you're finally enjoying your stay. Shut up! Or maybe you've just become too accustomed to being held captive by the mafia. Well, that may be so. I can't say that I'm completely familiar with how things are, but... Where's your kitten? Carlo? He's in my room for now. You can't imagine how feisty he is when he's awake, running all over the place. He doesn't seem that interested, despite being the one who asked me about Carlo. It's a bit harsh of Dante, isn't it? Don't you need more than a kitten to keep you here? Huh? No matter how well you're treated, it doesn't change the fact that you're not free to do as you wish. You're a little shit disturber, Nicola. Not at all. I mean, Dante can be harsh at times, but he did put me under his protection, and he's taking good care of me. I really appreciate what he's done for me. Oh, Nicola, if you don't mind, how are things in town? I suppose I can let you in on a bit. After all, you have the right to know what awaits you once you leave. Thank you. We're taking care of some problems around the area, cleaning up the town, if you will. However, it may be a while longer before we can let you return to the church. I see. I suppose these sort of things take time. I can't elaborate any further, but you can get Dante's approval or ask him yourself. Ask Dante. That night, I saw how kind Dante could be. Because of that, I wasn't as scared of speaking with him as much anymore. I understand. I'll ask him directly. Well, good luck. But Dante has a dinner later this evening. You'd better go see him while you still can. Nicola! You're doing shady shit. What the hell? Oh, well, let me see if now is a good time. If your conversation with Dante runs long, could you help him with his preparations? Preparations? Choosing his attire, for example? What? I'm not sure I'm the right person for that. But if there's something I can help with, I'll do my very best. I'm counting on you. What? What are you doing, sir? Grazie, Nicola. I'll see you again. I thanked Nicola for his kind words and quickly headed off to Dante's office. He's going to get me in trouble. I hope I'm not going to burden him. I wiped the hesitation from my mind and was preparing to knock on the door when. Yes, I'm fine, but. Huh? That voice. It can't be. Sister Sophia! Pink! What the hell? Now I'm mad. Who kept this from me? Dante did. Nicola did. Leo did. Julia did. I am not happy. I am not a happy lady. I ran towards a person I didn't expect to see ever again. Sister Sophia, I can't believe it's really you. Yes, yes, it's really me, Sophia. Sister Sophia embraced me tightly. Feeling her warmth again made tears flow from my eyes. I'm so happy to see you. I thought you were dead. Wait, how could Sister Sophia be here? I was sure this wasn't a dream. The warmth of her arms was proof she was alive. My joy in seeing her again was tainted by utter confusion raging in my mind. And rage. Sister Sophia was alive all this time. Does that mean Dante was lying to me? I knew Signor Falzone would protect and care for you, just like I. Sister Sophia. Dante stood to interrupt Sister Sophia. I'm sorry to bother you, but we need to talk. We don't have much time. Wait! Dante! Go back to your room. Excuse me? Sir, you are in deep trouble. And you need to stop lying to me. Immediately. Dante grabbed my arm and forced me away from Sister Sophia as he dragged me to the door. Please, I want to speak to her. Sister Sophia. The door slammed in front of me. I could only stand there in a daze, bewildered by what was happening. Afterwards, I waited for the two of them to finish their conversation, but as soon as she stepped out, she was taken away by Dante's men. I tried to talk to Dante about what was happening, but he simply waved me off. I couldn't enjoy dinner with so many questions still unanswered. Later, Leo came by to see what was going on, and I told him all that had happened. I see. Leo frowned a bit after listening to my story, then began to speak. I'm sure the boss has this all planned out. Planned out? He's the head of the Falzone family. He's the fearless leader of everyone here. Leo's eyes were glistening with pride. I could tell he fully trusted Dante from the bottom of his heart. So there's no way he would have lied to you for no reason. After all, the boss knows what it's like to lose a member of the family. Dante must have lost men loyal to him through his life. The former boss, Dante's father, has already passed away as well. I understand that he knows what it's like to lose someone precious to him. I wanted to trust Dante. The memory of Dante's emotions and expressions he had shown me were replaying in my mind. No matter how you look at it, Dante was hiding Sister Sophia's whereabouts from me. I felt betrayed, especially since I had began to slowly build trust in him. All ears. Hmm? Hey, Faye. I heard something pretty interesting. Interesting? Wait, that means you were eavesdropping on Yang, weren't you, Lan? I couldn't help myself. We don't have get guests from the church every day. Well, I guess so. So what were they talking about? It sounded like a strange story. A fairy tale? Something about the church? Ah, that kid. What was his name again? Orlok? He's the one working for that Rosberg guy, right? Yep. He came to share some intel with us. He said something about the Ross guy going against us if we act out of line. He also said something about the foul zone protecting something. Oh, that sounds interesting. Come on, Lan, give me details. Give me details! Okay. No, come back. Carlo came to me and rubbed his back against my ankles, as if to console me. Thank you, Carlo. I slowly stroked his soft back while feeling a sharp pain aching inside my chest. Days passed without a chance for me to speak with Dante. It had also been a while since I last saw Sister Sophia, until one day. I'm coming. I couldn't hide my surprise, since I was expecting Leo to be on the other side of the door. Pink, do you have a moment? Please, come in. I came to apologize. Dante mumbled his words quietly, then handed me a gift. I'm gonna slap that gift out of your hand, boy. Huh? I lied to you about Sister Sophia's death, despite knowing it would cause you suffering. I forced you to spend days in sorrow and despair over a false event. No matter the reason, the fact that I hurt you has no justification. Okay, that's a good apology. That's a good apology, actually. But I'm still mad at you. I'm truly sorry for what I have done. Will you accept my apology? Ugh, that's a real good apology. That's how you apologize, people. Also, tell me how you're going to change your behavior. He offered a bouquet of red roses to me to show his sincerity and ask for forgiveness. I awkwardly reached out for the roses and took them into my arms. I forgive you. Crimson roses were also used as an expression of one's love to another person, but what really matters is the person is that they're only given to someone precious to the sender. These roses told me that Dante considered me to be a person he truly cared about. How could I not accept his apology? Easily, we can still be angry. It's fine. We're not going to forget this behavior. We've taken a mental note. God damn it, don't smile at me. Grazie, signora. I felt a bit ticklish seeing his calm and gentle smile. I don't know how Dante truly feels about me, but one thing is certain. The apology expressed through these roses was one that came from the heart. I brought the elegant roses to my face and took a deep breath in of its fragrance. Dante was watching me with a relaxed and relieved look on his face. So then, why did you lie before? There must have been a good reason. No matter what I say, it will only be an excuse and will diminish my apology to you. No, I would still like to know the reason, sir. I understand. I'm not looking for excuses either. But I do want to hear the truth. If Sister Sophia wasn't hurt, why would you need to lie to me about her death? Sister Sophia and her family have been connected for a long time. Sister Sophia and the Falzone family? I didn't want you to know that. This was also to protect her. The Mafia protected the town, so it was no surprise that they'd also be connected to its people. But it isn't ideal for a sister of the church to be connected to the Mafia. So you lied to protect Sister Sophia's name. Is that it? You wouldn't have believed me if I said that we didn't know what happened to her. So you said she died? Yes. Once you are connected to the Mafia, you cannot escape so easily. You should know that as someone who has grown up here in Berlone. Yes. Knowing anything about the Mafia can be life-threatening to the citizens. If so, then Dante lied to me so I wouldn't get involved with their duties? I may be over-speculating, but no. Dante would surely... He sent me books to help pass the time, to relieve my mind of its troubles. He allowed me to join in with everyone to enjoy our meals together. He sent me a kitten. He sent me Carlo so I wouldn't be alone. He had been caring for me all this time. I said it was just coincidence that I was there when you were attacked. What actually happened was that Sister Sophia contacted me to come. Sister Sophia asked for your help? And that's why you were there. Dante nodded slowly, his blue eyes showing hesitance. I can't say much more, at least not for now. I calmly looked at him and nodded my head in acknowledgement. Thank you for sharing this with me, Dante. There's still more that's unclear, but the question that had been burning in my mind had finally been answered. I felt a warmth filling my chest as I carefully held the roses close to me. Their fragrance filled the air,
enveloping me. As Dante looked at me, his expression was the same as before, but I wasn't scared of him anymore. Why am I doing her voice for the narrator voice? I don't know. I'm feeling silly. I'm feeling goofy. I like that my idiot hair flops around. Whoop. More water. The roses adorned the windowsill as the moonlight shone upon its beautiful petals. I still don't know who Dante really is. What he sees as boss is different from what I see. But I guess I can say with some certainty that he is a very kind person. I didn't expect someone so cold to apologize as sincerely as he did. He is a boss, isn't he? I reach out to the roses and rub the petals between my fingers. Thinking about what happened was still making my heart race. I mean, this is the first time I've ever received roses from a man. We've received them from Elena before. Aren't they pretty, Carlo? I smiled, looking up at the roses and stroking the small Carlo in my lap. Sister Sophia is alive. That truth washed away all of my troubles and relieved my soul of its grief. Thank God. Thank you. The starry night was glimmering beautifully. I think I can sleep well tonight. Yay! Chapter 3! Whoop, 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 whoop. Ambivalenza. I stood in front of Dante's office, took a deep breath, and knocked on the door. Come in. I hope everything went well, Dante. I brought you a cafe latte and a baba. A bottle? A cake steeped with rum-flavored syrup. Okay, very different. Thank you, terminology. Ah, you can put them... As Dante pointed to his desk, his phone rang. Who is it? I see. Well, I'll be going. I hurriedly placed the dolce on his desk and tried to leave as quietly as possible. But Dante was still on the phone, but he gestured something to me. Is he telling me to stay? As I wondered what he was trying to relay, he spoke into the phone again. Connect me. Is it really all right for me to be here? The call connected, and Dante spoke in his usual calm tone of voice. A word of warning, Paris. Stay away from gambling. I can accept your disagreement with the Falzone family, but keep in mind that our ties end the moment we part ways. That's fine. I'll be waiting. Dante coldly and abruptly ended the call.
He then raised his face to look at me. I've kept you waiting. What?
Oh, not at all. I'm fine. Was there something you needed from me?
Dante sipped the warm coffee latte on his desk, and after a brief pause spoke. Let me guess. Julia told you to bring my drink here.
Yes. Everyone in the kitchen was busy, so I was the only one who could come.
Apologies. This was the responsibility of our housemaid.
Not at all. I've been under everyone else's care, so I'm pleased to be able to help.
I'm sorry for disturbing you. I'll be careful next time. Did you make this baba?
Yes, though I did learn the recipe from Julia.
Dante reached for the fork to take a bite. He chewed slowly, as if to savor it. I waited, unsure of what he wanted from me. He took another sip of his cafe latte. The dolce is quite delicious. My heart tightened, seeing his sweet smile and gentle words of praise. He likes his sweets.
Really?
I stuttered a bit with my reply, and Dante chuckled. Grazie.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
I couldn't believe how flustered I was from our casual conversation. I cleared the dishes and utensils from Dante's desk and exited his office.
He caught me off guard when he praised me, but I'm glad he liked it.
The next day, I visited the kitchen around the time that Julia's chores were about settled.
Julia, about the baba we served yesterday.
I meant to report back to her, but she was so busy I decided to wait until today.
Dante said it was delicious. I just wanted you to know that.
Julia smiled at my sudden report and obvious excitement. That's good to know. The baba was baked to perfection.
Leo told me before that Dante likes sweets, but I didn't know exactly how much. And then Dante just had the entire thing.
I'm sure the young Dante likes sweets, but I think he also... It sounds pretty busy outside. Is that coming from the entrance? Oh, well. Let me get some coffee ready. It is rather cold today, after all. As Julia prepared the coffee, she turned to ask me a favor. If you don't mind, can you go to the salon to see how many people should be served?
I'd be happy to.
I quickly headed out to the salon.
I'm stretching.
Huh?
Where is everyone?
Usually when they returned, they took a break in the salon, but there was no one around. Something wasn't right. I tilted my head a bit as I returned to the kitchen. Say, Julia, when I went to the salon, but no one was there. Where did everyone go? No one's there. Oh, I see.
They must have stepped out again. Whatever happened, it must be urgent. Everyone must be really busy. It felt a bit odd, but I nodded in agreement. I noticed Julia smiling at me gently. Indeed. Oh, why don't you go have a rest? There's nothing else to do at the moment, so you may as well go back to your room. All right. Come to think of it, Leo might be anxious if he sees I'm not in my room. Do let me know if anything happens, Julia. I'll help with the preparations when everyone returns. Thank you very much. As I left the kitchen, I waved to Julia, who saw me off with a smile. Ah, stretching. It looks like Carla's fast asleep. Maybe I'll read a book while I still can. I picked out a book from the batch that Leo brought me and settled into a chair. Look at me, casually reading a book while listening to music in this room. I'm also wandering the manor freely and making sweets with Julia. I could tell my disposition changed. Maybe I've grown accustomed to living here. Whoop. Maybe I've grown accustomed to living here with the Falzone family. In fact, I can tell that I'm enjoying the comfort of my days here. I hardly had any time to myself back at the church when I looked after the children. Not that I didn't like working from morning to night, but if I will eventually return to my normal life, then I might as well enjoy my time here with the Falzone while I can. Life here was something the old me could only dream of. And it was a life that would fade away in time. Maybe I should enjoy my time here to the fullest. But I still want to see Elena and the rest. I wonder if they're doing all right. Ah, I'm coming. Someone knocked on the door. I opened it to find an unexpected guest. Hello there. Coming in. Nicola, I didn't know you were here. He's doing something shady. Chat. He's doing something shady. He didn't respond to that, and instead spoke to me abruptly. Can I borrow you for a moment? Sure, I'm available. Then, follow me. Not knowing what he wanted, I left the room and followed Nicola. Nicola quietly walked down the hall. Something didn't feel right. He wasn't speaking like he usually did. Nicola? Is there something the matter? Nicola stopped and turned towards me. I want to show you something. Oh, it's being creepy. Okay. Mind the trigger warnings. I think I know what's going to happen. Show me something? Before I could ask him what that was, he turned back around and started walking again. Something definitely isn't right. What does he want to show me? Despite a strong feeling of dread, I continued to follow him to find out. Yep. Knew we were going here. Cells. I didn't know they had these in the basement of the manor. Something was telling me that I really shouldn't be here. Still holding up there, are you? Don't go cold on me now. Come on, spill it already.
Deep in the cell quarters, I could hear the Falzone family interrogating someone. Mm. He silently bid me to look inside the cell. I slowly peeked inside from the stairs. I saw the Falzone family glaring at a young boy bound and held on both sides. In front of him was a large barrel filled to the brim with water. Oh! Is that Dante? Dante was standing with his back to the wall, looking at the boy from a distance. No use. I'm not going to say anything. For having such a pretty face, I didn't expect the Falzone's boss to be so sadistic. The young boy calmly spoke to Dante with a sneer. Despite his bravado, his face was pale from being repeatedly dunked into the water. Oh, God. Faye, was it? If you're working for Yang, you should have known this by now. The Mafia is at war. Morals mean nothing. Violence is all that matters. I've never heard Dante's voice so cold and unsettling like this before. The Laoshu have crossed the line, poisoning our people. Faye, he's just a baby. Line, you say? Where is this line you speak of? Instead of answering the young boy, Dante continued to speak. The Laoshu are selling drugs disguised as candy to our people. This cardamella, as you call it, is poison that can break one's mind and body. Ah, well, I can vouch that normal candy tastes better than that. I couldn't care less what you people do in Valeno with that drug of yours, but I won't let you poison Felce. There's no excuse for the Laoshu to be breaking rules as members of the Mafia. Dante stared at the young Fae with a cold and intimidating look on his face. Do it. Ugh. Up. You're wasting your time. I won't speak even if you kill me. Damn brat. Looks like he's still got some juice in him. I don't like it. I couldn't believe what was happening. I could tell I was losing consciousness from the dankness and smell of blood in the air. I couldn't keep myself standing any longer. With perfect timing, there was a momentary silence as everyone stopped speaking. The sound of my heels resonated throughout the cells. Who's there? Nicola propped me up by the arms and casually led me out in front of everyone. Nicola! Why are you such a shit? Sorry to bother you folks. Nicola and the young lady? We were looking for her kitten. I have to say, he's quite the feisty one. I thought he ran in here. Have you seen him, Dante? No. Guess I was wrong. Well, we'll search for him outside then. Nicholas spoke as if everything was normal. He then pulled me in by the shoulder and turned to go back up the stairs. I want to leave this place quickly, but I couldn't get my legs to move. Dante nodded his head, to which his men immediately reacted. Understood. Pink, what's the matter? Nicola tilted his head and spoke my name, seeing that I was unable to walk. I stood there, frozen in place. Dante, please. Stop. He's still a child, isn't he? I could tell he was a member of the Lao Shu, and that he did something terribly wrong. Even then, I couldn't turn a blind eye to the violence in front of me. Please, please don't do such terrible things to him. I know I had no right to say it, but I wanted them to stop this torture. Though I'd mustered up every ounce of courage to speak, I could still hear my voice shaking. Dante stared at me with his cold eyes, and then spoke in an even colder tone. This has nothing to do with you. Dante! His eyes narrowed, hearing me speak his name. For a moment, he seemed to hesitate, but his response was no different. Pink, don't get in my way. I will get in your way, sir! He listened to what I said before, but I don't have the right to get involved with the Falzone family. I'm an outsider to them. The reality that I wasn't part of their family struck me hard, to the point where I couldn't say anything else. Let's see. Up. Understood. So, feel like talking now? I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. How many times do I need to say this? The young boy looked at me. His face twisted as he began to chuckle. The key maiden. What? Huh? The key what? Where did you hear that? Dante's eyes focused on the young boy upon hearing those words. His eyes weren't just cold. They also showed hints of murderous rage. You are unworthy to speak of such things. Oh, dang. What in the what now? Huh? Be wary of what you say next, unless, of course, you wish to die sooner. Wait, what is this key maiden? Dante didn't answer my question, but squinted and silently waved me away. What is that? Was he referring to me? Are we done? Let's go, Pink. I am gonna smack you silly, sir. Wait, Nicola, I'm not. Nicola gripped my shoulder firmly and then pulled me sharply towards him. He led me out of the dank and cold underground cell. With Nicola's help, I somehow made it back to the salon. Here, cafe latte. Be careful, it's hot. Nicola handed the cup to me, but I couldn't bring myself to take a sip. What I had just saw back in that cell shook me. I'm sorry for what you saw back there. Was that what you wanted to show me? Why? Why did you? I didn't want to leave you in the dark. No matter how kind or nice we are to you, you have to remember we are still the Mafia. I wanted to make sure you understood that the worlds we live in are different. I couldn't say anything in response. It was true, I was starting to forget who they were outside the manor. I was just beginning to think that they weren't as scary as they seemed. But it was far from reality. They would resort to anything to attain their goals, even violence. Mafia. Fear. Those words began to resonate with me again. I was simply being treated well because I was in their custody. What they were at their core was far more sinister than I could have ever expected. Maybe I went too far in showing you our torture chamber. I'm sorry. No, you're not. Just to be clear, Dante isn't like this to everyone. He was acting that way because that person kept pushing against us. The image surfaced again in my mind. The image of the young boy being tortured by the family's men. The image of Dante coldly and ruthlessly giving orders. I looked down to see my cup shaking, my hands. Nicola gently cradled my hands ever so lightly. Don't worry. I don't do things like that. You're a liar. Take your time. Once you're done with your drink, I'll escort you back to your room. I nodded in silence at Nicola's sweet and gentle voice. I'm so mad at him. I need to take a break.
All right. Let's keep going. As soon as I returned to my room, I crumpled into a heap on the bed. I didn't know how things really were all along. All I could do was watch the brutal violence that played out in front of me. I saw the dark side of the Falzone family, which I was starting to think didn't exist. Or maybe I was simply turning a blind eye to what was happening around me. Even so, what options did I have? No answers came to mind. I need to step out for a moment. I slowly stood up and exited the room to get a breath of fresh air. Carlo.
It seemed like Carlo was playing out in the garden. He perked up and dashed towards me. I picked up Carlo in my arms and stroked his soft back while trying to gather my thoughts. I slowly inhaled and exhaled in an effort to calm myself. I was at the church that night by a coincidence when Dante took custody of me. Or at least that's what I thought, but was my abduction a coincidence at all? Okay, so now we think we've been abducted, which, fair. When Dante came to my room with roses to apologize, I can't say much more, at least not for now. I believe that's what he said. He said there was more, so that means he must be holding back something. Something wasn't right. He said that he came to save me when he received a call from Sister Sophia. But why would a boss himself come down to rescue a normal civilian? If anything, he would have sent his men to handle the situation in his stead. Or maybe there was something about me. The young boy in the cell called me the Key Maiden, right? If there was something special about me, it would explain Dante's odd behavior. But there isn't anything special about me at all. Meanwhile, doubt. Nicola Francesca. Pretty stubborn rat, isn't he? He isn't budging one bit. Why don't I go on a hunt and bring someone a bit more cooperative? I'll leave it to you. Understood. And if we extract the info? Exterminate him. He'll have served his purpose. Oh, and we should send his body back to Yang. Can't we at least use him for a negotiation? I doubt Yang will be open to negotiations. He doesn't care much for his subordinates. We can't spare men to watch over a single rat. If he somehow escapes, there's no telling what damage he'll do. Mind you, negotiations are only done with those who play fair. The Laoshu have broken our rules and cannot be trusted. I see. Understood. Oh, by the way, the hunt within Falche has been progressing nicely. I think it's safe to say we've gotten rid of most of the dealers here. Well, that's about it from me. I prepared to leave when a stern, angry voice struck me from behind. What's your end goal, Nicola? I turned around slowly and smiled. I'm not sure what you mean. Why did you bring her down there? As I said, we just happened to be passing by. We were simply looking for Carlo. You're lying! You liar! Don't lie to him. It's so rude. Are we finished? Well, good night, Dante. Don't stay up too late. But there isn't anything special about me at all. Despite my doubts, I couldn't seem to quell the rising waves of suspicion in my mind. I stood in the midst of the autumn night,
pondering over what was really going on. The next day, Leo came by as usual, but today he was looking at me with an inquisitive expression. Hmm? What's the matter? You don't look so good. Huh? Really? Yeah. Are you sick by chance? I can get the doctor too. I'm fine. I was just thinking. Thinking? About what? Uh, well, unable to hold myself back, I told Leo what I saw in the cell yesterday. Leo frowned, hearing my story, and began to speak in a perplexed tone. I see. Well, this is my job, so I need to do what's asked of me. But to be honest, I'm not exactly a fan of stuff like that. Good boy. Leo. I could tell he was being careful with his words, keeping my feelings in mind. Regardless, I felt relieved that there was someone like Leo here who thought that way. Leo, do you know what a key maiden is? Key maiden? Never heard of it. Is that some kind of fairy tale? Oh, if you don't know, it's fine. Thank you. Hmm? Come to think of it, the others in the cell didn't seem to know what it was either. The key maiden? Huh? Key what? Mm. Where did you hear that? I'm Batman. It seems that only Faye and Dante know what it is. I would guess Nicola knows too. Oh, if there's anything I can do, please let me know. Huh? I must have been deep in thought. Leo noticed my troubled expression and offered to help me. Is there anything you're looking for? I might be able to get what you need. Oh, no. You've already done so much for me, Leo. Well, how about flowers? Or maybe some baked goods from a local panteria? Thank you, Leo. Your kind thoughts are more than enough right now. No, seriously. If there's anything you need, feel free to let me know. Well, I really don't. It was then that it struck me. I want to go to church. Huh? But that's... I want to see Sister Sophia. Everyone. Sister Sophia has been in contact with the Falzone family before, so maybe... Maybe Sister Sophia knows what the Key Maiden is. I'm sorry, but I can't have you leave the manor just yet. I see. I'm sorry for asking. Not at all. I mean, I did say I'd do anything. I know it isn't possible, but it's just that I've been away from everyone for so long. I can't guarantee anything, but I'll see what I can do. Huh? Don't expect too much from me, though. Oh, he's so cute. I wish he was our boy. Thank you, Leo. It wouldn't happen. I knew it wouldn't. Sharing.
Nicola Francesca. Looks like you've cleaned up Falche recently. My guides need to take a page out of your book. Well, we've heard there's still an infestation to stamp out. Have you heard anything about the casino? You mean the Caramella dealers? I've heard about them in my report. Glad you're wise to it. An extermination at the casino would likely go a long way. But it's in Arca, so technically off limits for us to help out on our own. Which is why you came to see me, eh? I like how you tried to grease the wheels first. By the way, assume you know about the Lao Shu dabbling in slavery. They're using ships to send slaves to their country. We're planning on ending that too. Which means that Ballone's about to get pretty busy. The ocean is also like Arca, an expanse that is technically off limits to us too. We're really sorry that we'll be involving those areas in our work. It's the Lao Shu's fault for breaking the rules. Might as well get rid of them now. The Visconti family won't intervene. Just make sure you clean up the place. Or we can help if you'd like. We'll be fine. We don't want to bother you. Not yet, at least. Nicola is being shady. It wouldn't happen. I knew it wouldn't. I was just happy that Leo cared enough to say that to me. After what I saw down in the cell, it was a bit awkward to speak with Dante, but I need to ask him about the Key Maiden. He probably won't answer me. Even so, I want to at least ask him to let me go back to the church. I waited until breakfast time before heading to the salon. Huh? Dante's not around? I looked around to no avail and breathed both a sigh of relief and disappointment. What's the matter? Did you need to see young Dante? I wanted to ask him a favor. Did he step out for the morning? Do you know when he'll be back? He didn't mention when he'd return, so I imagine he won't be back until tonight. I see. My shoulders fell in disappointment. Julia noticed and spoke. If you're in a hurry, why not ask young Nicola instead? Nicola? I tried to remember what Nicola had said about it up until now. What happened to the church? How is Sister Sophia doing? I'm worried about whether everyone's safe. I'm sorry, but I can't answer that. We need Dante's approval before discussing what happened there. Nicola said himself that he needs approval before taking action. But I guess talking to him could help. After all, Nicola may know something about the Key Maiden. Worst case scenario, I could still ask him when Dante might return. Informant. Nicola Francesca. Right on time. A figure appeared in the quiet back alley. What's the word on the Lao Shu? They have a huge drug deal in place. Here's the information you need. Grazie. I appreciate the lengths you've gone to in supplying this information to us. His story matched up with what we heard from the Lao Shu member we interrogated. Guess I need to get our crew ready, along with our special gift. I hastily returned to the manor, knowing things would be getting busier soon. What is this shady fucker doing? Worst case scenario, I knew I could still ask him when Dante might return. Okay, I'll talk to Nicola. Thank you, Giulia. Even the smallest bit of information would help me move forward in the right direction. I know what I need to do now. I wanted to talk to Nicola, but it seemed as though he was also away. I should see if I can catch up to him when he returns. It's boring, waiting around like this. You want to play, Carlo? I took his tiny white body into my arms. Seeing Carlo play with my hand brought a warm smile to my face. Huh? You're done already? Tired of playing, Carlo slipped out of my arms and headed out into the hall. Oh, well. Carlo's still a kitten, so I suppose he needs to move around. What are you doing here? Oh, Nicola, welcome back. Why, thank you. I was waiting for you. Oh? You were waiting for me? Yes, I wanted to speak with you. May I bother you a moment? Of course. Well then, how about we speak in my room? How about we speak in the salon? Not my room. I don't want to be alone with you right now. What? But I'm sure he had no ill intentions, but just the two of us speaking in his room would feel a bit awkward. Sorry, I was only kidding. Shall we head to the courtyard? Okay, that's better. Also weird. Oh, yes. Thank you, Nicola. I felt a bit relieved, seeing his smile and knowing he was just playing around. He's toying with me. I followed Nicola into the courtyard. So, what is it you wanted to talk about? Do you know anything about a key maiden? Back in the cell, that young boy Faye said it, and... A bit of advice? Don't repeat that out loud. Why not? Let's just say, there are some things I simply can't explain. So you can't tell me what it is? Nicola nodded his head quietly. Well, I'll ask Dante myself then. Do you know when he'll be back? What? Now, hold on there. Calm down. I am calm. I was going to ask Dante in the first place, so I'll just go back to my original plan. Listen here. Dante's not a bad guy, but he isn't going to hear you out. But I can at least try. Wait. Was that all you wanted to talk to me about? Well, yes. Nicola's abrupt question caught me off guard, so I returned an awkward reply. What else would I want to talk to you about? We're not lovers in this route, sir, and you're being hella sus and super creep. Also mean. So you just gotta deal with it. That's too bad. I was expecting a bit more, since you spent all this time waiting for me. What a shame indeed. Did I give him the wrong impression? I'm so sorry, Nicola. I wasn't trying to. I kid. I know you didn't have any ulterior motives. But I will say, I'm a bit vexed that you only think of Dante. I wasn't. Haven't you noticed? I thought I was making myself quite clear by my actions. Making yourself quite clear that you're a shady little fuck? Nicola? His voice was sweet and mellow, and he stared at me with beautiful jade eyes. Say, Pink. I'm sorry. I quickly pushed Nicola aside with my hands, then ran out of the courtyard. I thought it would be easier. You're not so charming in this route, sir. You're very creepy in this route. I woke up from the bright sunlight shining into my room. And here I was thinking I'd be able to stay awake until Dante returned. I had slept through the entire night. I wonder if Dante's around. If I could just see him at breakfast. Being that I slept in the same clothes from yesterday, I patted myself down when I heard someone running around inside the manor. What's going on? Good morning. It's me, Leo. May I come in? Why, yes. Just a moment. Good morning, Leo. Has something happened? Well, about breakfast. Do you mind eating in your room today? Not at all, but is there a problem? The top brass is out today. We're going to strike a deal with the Lao Shu tonight. What? Strike as in... Shh. Please keep it to yourself. Don't tell anyone I told you. Why, yes, of course, but... You told me that you wanted to go back to the church, right? This is your chance to make your move. Hardly anyone's going to be around today. Of course, I'll be with you as your guard. Oh, we're doing something sneaky. I'm so proud of us. There's no telling what might happen, so I can't let you go out alone. Thank you, Leo. My request was a selfish one, and yet he came through to make my wish come true. I continued to thank him inside my heart. After finishing breakfast, I kept watch to ensure Dante and everyone left the manor. Then I slipped outside with Leo alongside me. I feel like I haven't been here in ages. Nostalgia swelled inside me as I drew closer to the church I called home. Pink? It's my wife! Elena! I saw Elena sweeping the entrance to the church, and I immediately ran to her. I've missed you, Elena. Have you been all right? That's what I was going to say. I was worried sick about you. We both smiled and embraced each other tightly. I wish I could spend more time speaking with Elena, but I doubt I have that luxury. Say, is Sister Sophia around? There's something I need to ask her. Sister Sophia hasn't been back for a while. She does send letters every so often. Letters? I glanced at Leo as if to ask who was delivering the letters. No, not me. I didn't know Sister Sophia hasn't been back. Really? I felt a bit heartbroken at not being able to see her. There were so many things I wanted to ask her, but more than that, I wanted to see her smile. Elena noticed my crestfallen expression and tried to console me. Well, are you all right? Wait, of course you're not all right. I wish there's something I could do for you. Elena! Elena must have been filled with anxiety with both me and Sister Sophia missing. Thank you, Elena. I'm fine. I'll be back soon. Until then, please take care. Let's go back, Leo. Yes, let's. I forced a smile onto my face and tried and lighten the mood. See you later, Elena. Please do come back. I'll be waiting here for you. My love is waiting for me. Elena waved her hand repeatedly with a smile on her face and bid me farewell. Leo and I made our way back to the manor. I couldn't hide my disappointment. I felt as though there were weights strapped to my ankles. Oh, are you hungry by chance? Huh? Leo quickly grabbed my hand before I could react. Let's go. It's along the way anyways. Ah! Leo pulled me through droves of people, taking me to the road leading to the ocean. Julia always told me that an empty stomach dampens a person's soul. I forgot I get to go on a little date with Leo. He's perfect. Ah, Senor, we'll have the panini. Before I could see anything, Leo placed an order at a food stand. The ones they serve here are really good. Do you want the one with tomato and lettuce? Or the one with eggplant and mushrooms? Could you choose for me? You were kind enough to buy them after all. Come now, as an Italian gentleman, I must offer dibs to the fine lady. He's so cute! Leo. I couldn't help but chuckle, seeing Leo act with bravado. It was so cute. Well then, could I have the eggplant? As you wish. Buon appetito. Thank you, Leo. I took a quick bite. The aroma of olives flowed through the deep, robust flavors of eggplant and mushrooms. It's delicious. I feel like I haven't eaten like this for decades. Oh, that's right. We don't serve the kind of foods you eat with your hands at the manor. It's a nice change of pace to be able to take a casual stroll through. Let's go that way. I wasn't sure why Leo suddenly had us heading in a different direction. But before we could get far, a voice called out to us from behind. Hey, if it isn't the Falzone's, I forgot your name. How are things? This voice, isn't it? Gilbert! Gilbert, take me away! Sorry. I quickly turned around, and there in front of me was the Visconti boss. The name is Leo Calvanos. Pleased to meet you again, Signor Redford. I'm so thirsty for Gilbert. Ah, that's right, Leo. How could I forget? I remember thinking you were a bit small for the name. Ah, I'm honored you remembered me. Hmm? Well, if it isn't the girl from the church, I haven't seen you around lately. It certainly has been a while, Signor. Don't look so nervous. I'm not gonna bite you or anything. You could. You could. But your glare is stressing me out. Just relax a bit, will you? There's a way you could make me relax. Help a girl out. Oh, and you can call me Gil. I'm not ready to be called Signor. Oh, I couldn't. Don't worry. It thrills me when beautiful ladies like yourself call me by my nickname.
Stop it. Stop it.
Now then, what's a fine lady like you doing with one of the Falzone kids? Well, Leo, you mind? I'm speaking to our Signorna. How much can I say about my situation? The Falzone family was clearly waging war against the Lao Shu, but I haven't heard much about the Visconti. It seemed like they were getting along. I suppose it might be alright to talk a bit about my situation. No, girl. I decided to converse with Signor Redford. No, with Gil. Leo's a friend of mine from before. We met when he was visiting the church. Isn't that right, Leo? Yes, we're the best of friends. Friends, eh? Doesn't seem like it to me. There's this weird tension between you two. Something a bit beyond friends. You're putting me in quite the spot. Seriously, we're really friends. I'm just a bit tense because she's also our guest. So I'm just trying to keep a certain level of distance to keep things professional. A girl from the church being an honored guest at the Falzones. That's some special treatment. Were Dante and Nicholas so taken with her that they didn't want anyone else to have her? Oh no. Baby boy, you shouldn't have told them I was an honored guest. We were lying. We were doing so good. What? Of course not. Well, if it isn't personal, then you folks brought her in as a guest of your families? It's unusual for the mafia to bring common folk into the fold. What's really going on? Let me guess. She was attacked? My breath caught in my throat, hearing his precise deduction of the truth. He cracked a smile, as if he knew what was going on all along. Well, I'll be. I thought I was making a joke, but lo and behold.
Gilbert, stop it.
So, you're being targeted, and that's why you're with the foul zone? I mean, if that's what you think. It doesn't seem like you're lying, but I can't seem to trust you. Why? Come now. No one would expect a commoner to be protected by the foul zone family.
Is it that strange to you?
Sure is. Especially considering you're still in Berlin. If you're in their custody, why keep her here in town?
Huh.
There's no way Dante would let a normal civilian stay with him for so long. Information leaks are deadly to the Mafia, which is why the foul zone have been keeping their bloodline in check. His thought process seemed to make sense. Why am I still under the foul zone custody inside their manor? I'm sorry, Senor Redford. We have other manors to attend to, so... Do you now? Well, sorry to keep you folks. Let's go.
Yes.
We quickly fled, and Gilbert saw us off with a grin on his face.
That's bad. We got caught on our little bait.
We returned to the manor without running into any more trouble. Dinner was served, and the night fell upon the manor. It was then that I heard a noise outside. I looked outside of the window and noticed cars parking in the front.
I wonder if everyone's back.
Hi, yes. All went as planned. The Laoshu trading has been halted. Leo answered my mumbling as he came into the room with some cold drinking water. What about Dante? I think he'll just rest for tonight. I heard they had to resort to some arms, but the boss wasn't injured at all. There were still so many questions I wanted to ask Dante, no different from before. Now then, I'll take my leave. Good night.
Yes, good night, Leo. I began thinking to myself, alone in my room. Dante could be tired, but he's a very busy person. Who knows when I might see him again? Maybe now's an opportunity I can use to speak with Dante. I slipped out of my room to go and see him. I was right in front of Dante's door, but I couldn't muster the courage to knock. But I do want to speak to him. As I stared at the doorknob, pondering what to do. Dante? I froze in place, seeing Dante suddenly appear from behind the door. Come in. With that, he turned around and headed back inside his office. Come in. He's going to let me in? Somewhat confused by the sudden invitation, I followed Dante inside.
I entered the room and noticed the gun parts he had on his desk like before. The last time I came in here looking for Carlo, he was working on his gun then. It felt like that was ages ago. It seemed like I learned more and more each time I came here. I'm sorry to bother you at this hour. It doesn't matter. Were you planning on stepping out? No, I wasn't. Why do you ask? Well, you opened the door suddenly, so I thought you were going somewhere. I can tell when someone is waiting outside. Nicola and my men will knock without hesitation. You're the only person here who would linger. Oh. I'm not in the habit of feeling at ease, knowing that someone is standing outside. So Dante invited me into his office because he knew I was there? So, what brings you? Well, I gathered the strength to ask him my question when I noticed. Wait, Dante, you're hurt. It's nothing to worry about. Unbelievable. It could become infected and cause more problems later on. Wait just a minute. I'll go to the kitchen and fetch the medicine kit. Before he had a chance to object, I rushed out and headed to the kitchen. I hurriedly returned with the medicine box with me. It was then that it struck me. Am I being inappropriate, being so brazen with the mafia boss? Hey. Yes? If you're going to tend to my wounds, do it quickly. Yes, just a moment. Give me that CG. Oh, that's a really pretty CG. I sanitized the wound and bandaged his arms. The silence during it was killing me. Nope, this one. Oh, look at how pretty that is. I had behaved impulsively when I saw the blood seeping from his arm, but I never expected to have the chance to touch him like this. I see. Another thought dawned on me. Dante puts himself in danger like this. He's always on the front lines, never knowing when he might be killed. It's a fact that life in Falce is secure because of the Falzone family. Of course, that didn't mean that I condone violence, but... Dante, please stop. He's still a child, isn't he? Please don't do such terrible things to him. This has nothing to do with you. Dante was right. I didn't have the right to intervene like that, not knowing what was going on. Thank you. And I'm sorry. Sorry for what? I was scared of you then, when I saw you back in the cell. It's natural to feel that way. There is nothing wrong with it. No, I was scared without knowing why. You had your reasons for doing what you did back then. My mind went blank after seeing the violence happen in front of me. Let me remind you that it's natural to be afraid of violence. Even so, it may be needed at times. We live in a world where this makes sense. That's all there is to it. What I had seen so far was just a small facet of life in the Mafia. With that in mind, I spoke to Dante. I can't condone a life like that. I'm against violence. I see. I shouldn't be surprised. But Dante, we're able to live happy lives here because of your sacrifices. Isn't that right? Thank you, Dante. Hearing my words of thanks made Dante chuckle quietly. I never expected to see the day when you'd actually thank me like this. What do you mean? I presume the Falzone family isn't the most welcome existence to you. No, that's not true. Oh? I disagreed in a quiet voice. He held his breath, as if surprised. I was worried and scared, but now... He closed his eyes and spoke in a calm tone. The Mafia is a criminal organization. No matter the reason, it doesn't change the fact that our hands are covered in blood. You don't need to approve or disapprove of our resorting to violence. Let it go. Okay, Ice Prince. Okay, Elsa. His words sounded cold, but the tone of his voice was very gentle. I had a lot of things I wanted to ask Dante, but there was no way I could bring up the Key Maiden right now. Say, Dante. What? What would you do if I lied to you? Dante's eyes widened at my sudden question. He looked at me, and he answered my question. As he answered my question, I noticed his gaze was kind. I've lied to you already. Therefore, you have the right to lie to me as well. Dante lied to me so he could protect both me and Sister Sophia from the Mafia world. And yet, I went outside without letting Dante know. It wasn't for anyone else. It was simply because I wanted to go outside. My lie was for me alone, and nothing similar to Dante's lie. Guilt filled my heart as I thought that. At that thought, and a sense of self-loathing fell upon me. There's that Catholic guilt! It's late. You should go back to your room. Yes. Good night, Dante. Good night. Mwah. I left his office with a heavy heart. I could feel pain throbbing inside me. Catholic guilt! There was no way I'd be able to sleep well tonight. Chapter 4. All right. I think I'm going to call it there tonight. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.